Hey there, toy collector friends and Doctor Who fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Triple TC, that's the time travelling toy collector, and today I'm looking at another in the range of Doctor Who The Collection. This time it's the latest release, it's season 15, which features Tom Baker as the fourth Doctor and an array of villains. In this set, the Doctor is accompanied by Leela, one of the more popular companions of the era, and again it's a brilliant set. Just so we're nice and clear before I get into the exploration of the box, this isn't a review of the content in terms of what's on the discs or anything like that. This is just an appreciation of the physical media. I think, like a lot of collectors, I have a real appreciation for physical media, while streaming and similar is really good, great, fantastic, all of those things. I remain a huge fan of physical media, particularly physical media that gives us access to what in many respects would be an untapped and unrecognised period of televisual history. But I'm loving this series, this collection, this physical collection. I love that they have, despite the new eras that we're in now, they are maintaining the logo of the set and the aesthetic of the set. So I think there's a little bit of uncertainty as to whether that would be carried over, and I'm very grateful that it has been so far. And yeah, so jumping into the range, we have season 15 just released, and I will say getting it has been such a performance, and I'll talk a bit more about that towards the end of the video, because it does provide me with a nice opportunity to share something with yourselves, by way of gratitude for you staying with and following the channel. Before we again kick off with this properly, if you don't yet subscribe to the channel, please do. It's a small click for you and a massive step forwards for the channel. Really helps me reach my next subscriber target, and doesn't cost you a penny. There's no commitment, and there's no fiscal contributions required. Similarly, if you like what you're seeing and like what you're hearing, please do like the video. It also helps me reach a wider audience, which, you know, I'd really appreciate. So those two clicks to one side. If you've done them, great. If you haven't done them, I'm just glad that you're here. Thanks very much for spending the next 20 or so minutes with me. Here we have the fantastic limited edition version of Doctor Who, The Collection, season 15. And as we can see, it's got a 12 rating. Don't think it would have had that back in the day, back in the 70s, but there we are. We can see here, before I get into the artwork, same principle. It's a lovely, compact, sort of TARDIS interior from the 1970s, 80s TARDIS interior colour scheme. Again, sharing the artwork of the fourth Doctor there on the spine, and we have this sort of a J case to hold itself in. Here is the rear, which is of course covered in all the essential information about what's on the on the Blu-rays. I'll come in a bit closer so you can see. Again, we have 6 stories. Let me just check I've not made that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 stories. And again, from a wonderful perspective of space saving, my shelves have never looked so lean since I started collecting this set. But yeah, Doctor Who Series 15 pulls together the horror of Fan Rock, the Invisible Enemy, Image of the Fendal, the Sunmakers, Underworld, everyone's favourite, and the Invasion of Time, along with a lot of new material, and a lot of the, well, if not most of, if not all, the original material from the DVD releases that came out over the last, what, maybe 15 years or so, of the DVD range. Also, this is the series that fully introduces K9 into the companion pantheon. That's the other side, just for completeness. And we're back to the front. Now, what I'm going to do is take off the slip cover, which I do keep, because it's nice just to protect the edges, especially the base edges, because they're the ones that come into contact with the shelves and get pulled and pushed and pulled and pushed. So I do keep it, but let's take it off. and that gives us, quite frankly, some really unobscured but beautiful cover artwork as ever, I believe by Lee Binding, and it is fantastic. And the jelly babies flying everywhere, love that. This is, as with most of the series in this archive collection, we do see it have some updated special effects and visual effects, and I think we can see the Ruton on the front there has been augmented, and that's how it appears. So this is the front cover, wonderfully detailed. I love all the cogs flying around, denoting perhaps the invasion of time or foreshadowing a future opening credit sequence. Who knows? But yeah, all in all, I love this box set. The rear of it, as we are familiar with now, is a lovely piece of artwork that inevitably features the TARDIS. And there we can see it alongside another vessel from deep within the series itself, and what we'll assume is the time vortex in this iteration. But again, I think that's a lovely piece of artwork of the Doctor's TARDIS there. Really, really, really nice. So without further ado, let's crack this box open. Again, it is a wonderful set. We have this artwork from the Invasion of Time on the inside cover. We'll come back to the inside cover in a second. We'll just quickly flip through the discs. Again, each of the discs has got lovely artwork. K9 makes an appearance there. On each of them, they're really well securely stacked in here. I'm not often a fan of this plastic mechanism for decking up the discs. My experience is the bonus disc there at the back end. My experience of these has been in the past that they tend to snap and break. So far, he says very tentatively, that's not been my experience with the Doctor Who sets, but that is so far. Right, so here we have this artwork, and as always it splits velcro wise just where the TARDIS doors are, so you can open it out to give yourself another bit of artwork. And here we have from the Horror of Fang Rock, because we can recognise Leela's outfit there, the Doctor and Leela, and the lighthouse, to be fair, is a bit of a giveaway. Then inside we have leaflets, which I'll pop down there for a second, just whilst I open up and show you the interior view of the TARDIS, which is in keeping with the design and the aesthetic of this box sets. And then we have K9, lovely chair, the inevitable hat stand, and the TARDIS console. Just park that there for a second. Please all stay neatly in one place and don't create bedlam. This is the more exciting product, so it's just a range of what else is available in the world of comics, in the world of audio. I don't really pick up a lot on the audio stuff, but there are some. Most of you may be familiar with Big Finish, which is a production company that do a lot of audio dramas. They do it for a lot of ranges and franchises, but most notably and most deliberately Doctor Who and the Doctor Who universe. And they've done some very neat, very collectible physical media things. So I don't know if there's much of an interest in checking those out, because some may still be available if that's something that might pique your interest. I don't have all of them, but I do have a few. So maybe I'll dip into that at some point and share some of those. Just the sort of exclusive limited edition stuff, not every single story they've ever released in a CD or whatever. So here we have again that artwork from Horror of Fang Rock on the front of the booklet. There's the publicity shots of Tom Baker and K9 and Louise Jameson as Leela on the back. And inside we have, again as we always do, lots of detailed, it's the first time I've opened this booklet actually, lots of detail around what's on each of the individual discs, which you can see there, but also an awful lot of history around the story development, around the season development, around the characters, around the special effects, how it was received. So you know, this is a really well produced collectible hive of information. And again, I've done really well not talking about the price point. Again, it's around £50 UK money for this limited edition, and I know that some people think it's a bit of a double dip, because they may already have the the DVDs, etc., etc., or the VHSs. If you're like me, in some cases you might have VHS copies, and that's fine. No one's asking you to purchase it. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for people who are new to Doctor Who, either through the new seasons that have come out, to access in the best quality possible classic Doctor Who from the beginning right through to the modern age. And also for those who may not have collected the DVDs and thought, oh, this is a good jumping on point for me to actually be nostalgic and find out more about a TV series I loved as a kid, etc., etc. Or if you are like me and you've got the DVDs already, but you've gone, wow, fantastic space-saving product, because it really does save an awful lot of space. I know I go on about that an awful lot with this collection, but when you collect stuff, as many of you will know, space does become a premium. And the beautiful thing with this is it, all these different stories mean it's bigger on the inside, pun intended, than the you've got 6 DVD cases lined up, or you've got this. It's a no-brainer for me. So I think I love it. But I also think the value for money is excellent. You've got upscaled pictures with the Blu-ray releases. You've also got a ton of additional documentaries and features and all sorts of other things. And it looks beautiful. So if you're just an appreciator of beautiful physical media, you won't find many other franchises that are given this level of love and attention dating back to the 1960s, 70s, 80s. It's really, it's very rare. So I, for one, am here for this collection and will continue to collect it. But hopefully one of the reasons that I'm doing these is to give you an opportunity, if you're undecided, as to whether or not it's something that you think you might be interested in branching out and purchasing. Again, I very nearly didn't start collecting these, and I think that would have been an absolute nightmare, because I would be one of those people suffering with FOMO if I had not done so, because I think it is a wonderful collection, and I'm so glad I picked up the very first one, which I think was, if I remember rightly, and I might be lying, season 12, which was the Tom Baker's first season, which I think was the first one to be released in this special limited edition range. And I love it, and again I do see very much so that it is it's a considered purchase, and I fully understand why. This is me keeping this safe in case you wondered what the movement was, but I think it's a considered purchase for me that makes an awful lot of sense. It also means I'm now trying to decide what to do with my DVDs, because I do have them currently, all the ones that have been replaced. All the rest of them are staying on the shelf, so I can physically see the space manifesting as I take them out. Funnily enough, it'll give me somewhere to put some of those Big Finish audios that I mentioned very nicely in the right places. But yeah, I'm 100% committed to this range, and I will continue to purchase it. I would be thrilled, delighted, if they slightly increased the pace at which they were releasing them. This came out March 2024, so that's this month if you're watching live. If you're watching somewhere in the future, the last time we got one was in 2023, and it would be nice at least to get 3 releases a year. I think it's doable, and it gives people time to save up for them, etc., or to ask for them for Christmas or birthdays. So I think 3 a year would be great. We are over the halfway mark in the classic series, but I will continue. After this one, the next one I think is the first season of the 11th Doctor, because I'm not doing them in order. I'm doing them to capture all of them, because we're having such a delay in between releases. I'm also incorporating the new series of Doctor Who in my the collection playlist, and to mix it up a bit so that it's not one Doctor for months at a time. I'm at the moment just doing the first released block set or steelbook, depending on the era, for each of the Doctors, until I get to the end, and then I will cycle back and then go through the collection, but always pausing when there's a new release to prioritize that one, which is what I've done here. Now, I did mention that there was a bit of a performance getting this. I ordered it, as I often do, with Amazon, amazon.co.uk, sorry. And it was telling me that it was coming out on the 23rd, I think it was, of March. And I was seeing a lot of other people receiving theirs, and I was going, what's going on here? Because Amazon, for me, I know other people's mileage varies, but for me, I've always been really lucky with day of release delivery and arrival. So I've not really had anything to moan about on that front. Maybe I had other things to moan about with Amazon, but not that. So mine was on pre-order, and it was due to be delivered like a week later. And I saw that actually, if you went into Amazon which was like a week after it should have been delivered, go into Amazon, it's available for next day delivery. So I actually, something I don't normally do because I'm usually quite laid back about this thing, but I was getting a bit cross, and I also wanted to get it in front of a camera, which ended up being delayed anyway due to unforeseen circumstances. But I engaged with a service representative that was a real one, and they didn't understand it either and suggested I ordered the new one, and then once it was dispatched, cancel the pre-order. And I was like, okay, that sounds like a plan. So I did that. And then I got, bearing in mind this was a good week before the 23rd of November, then I got, in the middle of the night, about 2 in the morning, I got an email from them, which I woke up to, saying this has been dispatched, normal business as usual. But also, I got another email saying, and this has been dispatched. So for some magical reason, I got the one that was due to be arriving on the Saturday and the one that I had ordered on next day delivery on the same day. So I've got a mint sealed in packaging version of season 15, and I haven't sent it back because I've decided I'm going to keep it and do a giveaway. And if you want to find out how to get this, or be in with a chance at least of getting this, I'll do a separate video on it imminently, so that will follow this, and if you don't have it and you think you would like it, then look at that video and you'll find out what you need to do to be in with the chance of being randomly selected to receive that copy, because I don't need to keep it. It's not something I'm double dipping into in terms of the actual range, so I'm more than happy as a thank you to give it to somebody who does the things I'm going to ask you to do in the other video. Don't worry, it's nothing weird. It just relates with helping me promote the channel. Anyway, I hope this video has been useful, has helped you have a nice look at this, has given you an opportunity to go, actually, yeah, I would really like that. And if that is the case, then by all means feel free to enter my little giveaway option. Or if you don't want to wait for that, go ahead and pick it up. It is costly. I'm not unaware of that, but again, I think it's really, really good value for money. You can see that from the love and attention. It's technically, it works out, I think, if I'm right, less than buying the 6 DVDs that were already available. And of course, you get this wonderful presentation box, but all of the additional new features that have been recorded specially for this, as well as the original sets that you got with the DVDs, so that I don't think anyone could say it isn't value for money. I can see why people would say, well, I don't want to buy something twice. That's fine, you don't have to. There's no gun to your head. Please do not feel you have to. But if you want the complete, or at the most complete experience you can get, this is the best way to do it. And I think if you're new to Doctor Who and new to exploring the classic series, this is an epically excellent way to immerse yourself in that. I know it's on the BBC's iPlayer, but I think that is not in every instance upscaled or refreshed versions of the stories that we're seeing in this set. I could be wrong, but that's what I understand. So, you know, something to consider. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me for the last 20 so minutes. I really appreciate it. I know you've got busy lives. If you would like to like the video, that would be great. If you would subscribe, that would be also great. But otherwise, I'm just thankful that you were here. I'm the Time Travelling Toy Collector. You've been a wonderful audience. This has been Doctor Who The Collection Season 15. released from the BBC, and I look forward to seeing you in a future or a past or a present video. Just remains for me to say that a thing of beauty really is a toy, or in this case a collectible, forever. Take care, bye bye for now.